Hello guys, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to start neuroanatomy. In neuroanatomy, I will give just an overview of overall nervous system in my first two lecture. Then after that, we will discuss every topic in further detail. So let us start with general overview. Human nervous system. Human nervous system is composed of central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. In central nervous system, there are two parts, brain and spinal cord. In peripheral nervous system, there are 12 cranial nerves. These cranial nerves are in pairs and 31 spinal nerves. The spinal nerves are also in pair. In peripheral nerve, 12 cranial nerve and 31 spinal nerve. What is neuron? Neuron is the basic unit Neuron is the basic unit of structure and function of nervous system. We will discuss nervous system. Before nervous system, I am going to explain you about neuron. What is neuron? Because the neuron is the basic unit of structure and function of nervous system. So it will be better that you have better understand about neuron. There are three parts of neuron: cell body, dendrites, and axon. Cell body contain nucleus and other organelles like other cells contain Golgi body, mitochondria, ribosome, etc. It is a membrane bounded part. In the cell body there is dendrite which arise from the surface of cell body. Dendrite receive messages when there is stimulus or any change. Dendrite are specialized in function to receive these messages. From the cell body there is single axon which is originated from the cell body. These axons send messages from central nervous system to peripheral nervous system. Dendrites receive message from peripheral body and send them to central nervous system. And axon send messages from central nervous system to the peripheral body. Axon. I will going to explain axon in a short form. This is axon. In axon there is a sheet called myelin sheet. It is formed of fat cell. In axon there is cells called Schwann cell. This is Schwann cell. In between Schwann cell there is nodes called node of Renwer. This is node of Renwer. In between two node of Renwer there is Schwann cell. So this is simple axon structure. These neurons are classified. This is the functional classification of neuron. There are three types of neurons: sensory neuron, motor neuron, and associative neuron. Sensory neuron carry impulse from sense organ to CNS. Motor neuron carry impulse away from CNS to effector. The effectors are muscles and glands in our body. Associative neuron, they link sensory neuron with motor neuron. Associative neuron are present in brain and spinal cord, so their only function is to link sensory neuron with motor neuron. When sensory neuron carry impulse from sense organ to CNS, this impulse is transmitted to motor nerves through associative neuron. Sensory neuron present in all over the body. Motor neuron also present all over the body. Associative neuron only present in central nervous system, brain and spinal cord. Dendrites are long in sensory neuron because the function of sensory neuron is to receive messages, and dendrites are also specialized in function of impulse receiving. So dendrites will be long in sensory neuron, and axon will be short in sensory neuron because there is no need of long axon. The axon will be need in only motor neurons, motor nerves, because the motor nerve has the function to send messages, and the message sending function is of axon. So axon will be long in motor. Dendrites will be short in motor because there is no significant function of dendrites in motor nerves. In associative nerve, both axons and dendrites will be short because they have just only to receive message from sensory and just share it with motor nerve. So dendrites will be long in sensory neuron and short will be short in motor nerves. Axon will be short in sensory neurons, and axon will be long in motor nerves or motor neuron. And let us see this simple diagram. If this is receptor, the receptor is skin. We will take example of fingertips. This will be if a change occur. Change mean any change or stimulus is examples are of changes are any hot thing, any cold thing, any pressure, or something else. This is change. If some hot thing come in contact with our finger, finger mean receptor, dendrites of sensory neuron will receive that message and send it to the body of sensory neuron. The sensory neuron, this is short axon in it, it will transmit it to associative neuron. The associative neuron will transmit the message. Their message will be analyzed here, and message will be transmitted to motor neuron. The motor neuron has long axon. This axon will transmit message to effector and will say to effector to take some action, like if our finger is touching some hard thing, we will retract our hand. This is a response. This is just like a response. Change analyze in associative neuron and response through motor neurons. After describing a brief review of neuron, I am going to discuss you nervous system in a brief lecture. Nervous system contains CNS, central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system, 12 cranial nerve, and 31 pair of spinal nerves. First, I am going to explain brain. Brain, it is present in skull called cranium. Brain are present in the cranium part of the skull. Cranium provide protection to the brain. Brain is covered by a membrane called meninges. Around the brain there is a tough membrane called meninges which give protection to the brain. Meninges are composed of three layers. Dura mater, it is the outermost layer. After dura mater there is arachnoid mater which is in the middle. After arachnoid there is pia mater which is inner membrane. The pia mater will be surrounding the matrix of the brain. Function of meninges is to protect the brain. There is a fluid present in the central nervous system called cerebrospinal fluid. It is present in meninges and ventricles of the brain, which is continuous with the central canal of the spinal cord. The cerebrospinal fluid are present within meninges and ventricles. Ventricles are the potential spaces within the matrix of the brain and spinal cord. In spinal cord, the ventricles are just like called central canal. If these potential spaces are present within the brain, it is called ventricles. I will discuss ventricle in detail in later lectures. Parts of brain. Brain are composed of three parts: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain is the largest part, midbrain it is the smallest, and hindbrain it is present posteriorly towards in our cranium. Forebrain. Let us discuss the forebrain. Forebrain is the largest part of the brain. It contains cerebrum, thalamus, and limbic system. So let us discuss cerebrum. Cerebrum. It is composed of two hemispheres, right hemisphere and left hemisphere, right cerebral hemisphere and left cerebral hemisphere. Both hemisphere link or communicate with each other through corpus callosum. The corpus callosum is a connection between both hemisphere. These both hemisphere will be connected with each other through corpus callosum. I will discuss corpus callosum later. This is the one thing I want to remember you. Cerebrum, if the right cerebral hemisphere, it will control the left side of the body. The left cerebral hemisphere will control the right side of the body. If someone is a right-hander, her or his left cerebral hemisphere control the right side of the body. If someone is playing cricket and he is right arm bowler, so its right arm will be controlled by left cerebral hemisphere. And if someone is a left arm bowler, its left arm will be controlled by right cerebral hemisphere. This is opposite. If right cerebral hemisphere is damaged in someone, the left side of the body will be damaged. The left side of the body will be lost its function. If left cerebral hemisphere is damaged, the right side of the body will be unfunctional. Layers of cerebrum. Cerebrum is layers or region of cerebrum. One is outer region or outer layer, and the second one is inner region. Outer layer, also called cortex, gray in color. If you see the brain, its outer region is called cortex, which is gray in color, made of still bodies and non-myelinated axons. It is folded. The outer surface of the brain is always folded. You will see it in animals' brain. It is folded, it is gray in color, and it is made of cell bodies and non-myelinated axon. In contrast to in the outer region, the inner region is white in color. It is made of axons, myelinated axons. Cerebrum is the main part of the body. It controls lot of function. So it is just few function I want to discuss with you. It receives sensory information, process it, store in memory. If substance, some type of sensory information come into our brain, cerebrum part, it will process and give a specific response to that information and store some of them, and it will be used in for future use. Voluntary movement of the body is controlled by cerebrum. Voluntary movement mean if you want to retract your hand, if you want to walk or something else, this is voluntary movements. Intelligence is also controlled by cerebrum. Thinking power, it is also related to cerebrum. If someone's cerebrum is very much developed, he will be very much intelligent. His thinking power will be very high. Reasoning power, it is also controlled by cerebrum. Decision making, speech center, just I am talking, this center is controlled by cerebrum. It is also present in the cerebrum, called Broca's areas, I think, and Wernicke's areas. These both are present in our cerebrum. The second part of our forebrain is thalamus. Thalamus are just like P-shaped color, P-shaped. Um, it is two in number. You will see this in here in a simple diagram. This is one cerebral hemisphere. This is one thalamus, and this is another. I mean, this is left and this is right thalamus. It is present inside the cerebrum. I mean, this is cerebrum. Within cerebrum, it is thalamus, and this is something called limbic system. I will discuss it. This is thalamus. Thalamus' main function is to carry sensory information from eyes and ears, transfer to cerebrum and limbic system. Sensory information of eye and ear, it receive it and then it transfer to cerebrum and limbic system. The thalamus is not more I want you to memorize. This is simple thalamus. Limbic system, it is the third part of forebrain. Limbic system present between thalamus and cerebrum. It is present in between thalamus and cerebrum. Hypothalamus is the part of limbic system. Uh, you will studied it in your previous classes. Hypothalamus, it is the very functional part of the brain. It controls lot of function. So here in limbic system we will mainly focus on hypothalamus. Hypothalamus control lot of function: uh, hunger, thirst, fear, anger, tranquility, pleasure, sexual responses, and also some memories. These all will be controlled by hypothalamus. It is the part of limbic system. So I'm going to show you the limbic system. So let us see. This is cerebrum. This is forebrain. This is cerebrum, the outer. Inside cerebrum, there is two thalami. One, two. This is two thalami. This is limbic system. Let us see. This is limbic system. Here is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus continue, and there will be pituitary gland. Pituitary gland, which is the main gland of our body. Cerebrum, limbic system, thalamus. Limbic system present between thalamus and cerebrum. There is a thing which link these two cerebrum. This is called corpus callosum. Corpus callosum is a matrix between cerebrum, right and left cerebral hemisphere. It just link right and left side of the brain. Here our forebrain is completed. In next topic we will discuss hindbrain and medulla oblongata. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching.